And hello, all my cruising travelers. It's Rob here from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Today we have another amazing live stream lined on up. But give me a quick second as I hear a little echo in the other room. So give me one quick moment. All right, and I'm back. Sorry about that. So, like I was saying, we have another amazing live stream lined up here for you. And we're going to be talking all about the hidden costs that the cruise lines don't tell you about. But luckily, you got me, a very well trusted travel agent, that I will tell you all the hidden I want to tell you about. And if there's more things that you are thinking of, just don't be afraid to ask me, and I will get you the answers if I don't know them. So, without delay, we are going to bring up the very first, and that is all about talking about the port taxes and government fees. Yes, they charge that. And see it inside the cruise documents if you don't look closely. It is technically there when you are booking. When you see that original number, you think, oh, that's all it's going to be. And remember, the price is always at double capacity. So if it says, just to give an easy number, double capacity would be 2,000, wouldn't it be? And so you think $2,000 for, say, 7 days? That's a very good price. But there's also the tax fees and government fees you need to associate in there. That's extra. So the point that I found was talking about port taxes and surcharges can add 100 to 400 plus per person and aren't always included in advertised pricings. Like I mentioned, you don't really see it in the documents unless you are looking through the pricings. Exactly, because like I mentioned earlier already, when you look at that original number, you think that's all it's going to cost. But really, once you start clicking and work your way through the booking process, it all adds up very quickly. It's like, how did I get from this number to this number like that? Well, and a good trusted travel agent like myself will tell you all the hidden fees. And I can't speak for all the other travel agents, but I can definitely speak for myself. I will get you the best possible rate and even keep an eye on your booking to get you as low as possible. But let's dive into the chat quickly before we go to our second point. So first on up in the chat was none other than these Cruise Nuts. Hello, Cruise Nut. Followed by very closely the Real Outdoor Living. Welcome in. And I think this is the first time you came into one of my live streams. I've seen you in other live streams. And thank you so much for coming on over here on my YouTube journey. Next in the chat, which I haven't seen them for a long time. They were very busy. welcome back, Mrs. Sharon. Welcome back on over. And of course, Nightbot is here floating around in the chat promoting. And right now, he's to get me to the 1,000 subscriber mark by October 15th. And we're only like 119 away from hitting that magical number. So please spread and let's grow this channel. And of course, if you want to get booked on Manor of the Seas for April 3rd to the 10th for my buddy Justin from traveling on the beautiful blue seas, hit me up by email, by phone, and yes, that is a real phone number. You can reach me at those details, and I'll get you booked on board for Justin's 40th birthday bash on Manor of the Seas. And yes, we will be on board for his birthday. And I think we are now at the bottom of the chat. So we hit up our second point. Is talking about gratuities. And some people are very skeptical when it comes to the word gratuities. Some believe they shouldn't have to pay gratuities. Others do believe in it. But let us know inside that chat. Do you like to pay gratuities? If so, do you like to do it on board or prepay them? If not, but share that in the chat. Let us all know. But gratuities is that hidden charge that most people don't know about. And once again, as you work your way through the process, you can either act or don't. But it can cost you roughly about $14 to $20 per person per day. And on a Mac, suites cost more. Prepaying helps these surprises. So, for me personally, I like to add them before final. When I get on board, it's well taken care of. But I see I have a friend down in the basement, Mr. Eddie Lugo Studio. Give me that big thumbs up if you're ready to rock and roll. I think I got that little wave, so let me know when you're ready to rock and roll. So, let us all know in that chat about gratuities. And then we will talk all about the drink package. Yes, there is a drink package, and depending on which kind of drink package you're looking at, bases on if everybody in the state needs to get it or only whoever wants it. So, for example, if you package, I think I got thumbs up. So we're ready to rock and roll with Mr. Eddie Lugo Studios. Welcome on, Eddie. How are you tonight?
Good evening.
All right, I'm just gonna finish off this drink package, and then we will roll back a little bit. And you weigh in on the other stuff.
All right.
So, like I was mentioning about the drink package, if we are talking about the alcohol package, everybody in that stateroom who is 21 and greater needs to purchase that package. If one person is purchasing it. Now,
I think it's wrong.
wrong can be a debate. But what I do know is there is, I believe it was on Royal Caribbean. Might be mistaken, but one of them, they are forcing you to pay for the whole entire stateroom of that alcohol package if one person is getting it, no questions asked. So you could be an ex-alcoholic, you could be potentially pregnant, and unfortunately, because that one person in that stateroom is getting it, it automatically makes you that you have to get it. Me
You know
personally,
why, right?
that is correct. But that is their policy because you are allowed to share the alcohol package with anybody. But with the point that I came with when I was searching up on this drink package plans cost $60 to $120 per day. If you're a light drinker, pay as you go can be cheaper, except 15 to 20% service fees. This is referring to the alcohol package. But if you're buying the soda package, not everybody in that stateroom needs to buy the soda package. Because, for example, if me and Eddie are using in the same stateroom, and I have the soda package, Eddie can choose not to take it because soda drink. So he doesn't have to buy it just because I bought it. We're going to dive into the chat. I do see one comment, and Real for Life is saying hello to you, Eddie. So we're just going to roll it on back, and we're going to get Eddie's opinion about port, taxes, and government fees. What is your opinion on those two items?
Well, like always, you gotta pay taxes on everything. Here in the States, we do that anyway. So sometimes I think they charge you for a space, air, that you're not really relevant to you at all. You're not taking any of this stuff home with you. So why, instead of charging one set price that includes the tax in it, why do all that, side on the side, all that extra circus, I will call it. Government has to make the money anyway, and unfortunately, we gotta pay those extra fees. But hopefully, those extra fees are declared and they'll tell you what it is. And do we know where that money goes? Nobody does. So
No,
yeah, we're kind of stuck with it, if you ask me.
yeah. Just gotta fix some audio side because I know it's on my side because the sound's coming in pretty low. I know it's my side. There we go. That should fix it. Yeah. It always one big number and not have as a hidden number. That would be very nice, but unfortunately, we kind of like to sneak it in there and hide it. Now I know Eddie's opinion on this one because we have talked about this before, but the gratuities. What's your intakes on that?
On the what?
Daily gratuities, tips.
Well, I don't mind those because if they're really going to the stewardess and everybody that are supposed to be getting them, which I don't think is true. I don't mind doing that part because you do tip people as you go along. Most of us, not everybody does, but most of us tend to tip as you go along. So instead of doing, all that, carrying all that extra change and everything on you, might as well do one shot. Uh, do they really get this money? I have no idea. I don't think so. I believe the cruise lines keeps all that, and they have an average per person as they pay them per day. That a set fee. They don't get extra money for whatever tipping. That's why I like tipping the stewardess person when we take a ship. Or
Hmm.
also, excuse me. Also, if we have the same waiter at the MDR every night, I like to tip this person for their work that they did the whole week. But if we had different people, unfortunately, some people get a few bucks here, a few bucks there. When we did celebrity, we had different people every night. But for our wedding anniversary, we went to a set restaurant in the back of the ship. I can't remember the name of it, but it's an Italian restaurant that we went to. And the lady that took care of us did such a great, awesome job that I have it on a couple of my videos. She's one saying, yo, 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 Brooklyn, the house. And there's another section where she's at a cafe and then she sees me and she goes overboard saying goodbye and all that stuff to us. So she got a nice tip that night, quietly on the side. So, cash tip. So I like to take care of that when they go above, a little bit more than they're supposed to help out. Unfortunately, like I say, that's what I would feel about it. That they do not get that 100 and whatever change. I believe the cruise line keeps that money, and that's part of their pay. They make a percentage, or they use such money for something else. Um, I wish they really did pay them all of them. So I mean, I know all of these people need their job. They're there because they're needed. They need the job more than the cruise line needs them. Because the cruise line will go to another island and kick everybody out and pick up a whole new crew at a lower price. So a lot of them, they're away from their families for 8 months at a time, 6 months or 8 months, depending on their contract. And some of them get lucky enough to stay longer and return. There's always, I believe there's always a job because now with so many cruise lines and so many ships getting built, a lot of them are getting, moving around and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Hmm.
We'll see how that develops.
Yeah, there's always work available on a cruise ship.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you could always,
Seen,
if you don't like what you did for 8 months, let's say you're a stewardess and you don't feel like being stuck in a freaking hole with 8 rooms every day for life, for those 8 months that you're, working your butt up. Next time, apply for something else, learn something new. It could be done. That could be done also.
exactly. And the last topic that catch us, the drink package.
See, I gotta be
What
with
is
that.
your intakes?
I don't get if
I
why.
know you do. That's why I thought
Yeah.
I brought that last for you.
I don't get why you have to. Everybody in the room has to get it. Isn't there a limit? So there is. The thing is that they don't make as much profit when it comes to alcohol. Soda is very cheap, so soda they'll definitely making a profit. So everybody drinks extra sodas. It's not too much of a waste because they're still making a profit. Alcohol, it's a little bit different. But the thing is, if they have a limit of 15 and you're able to drink 15 drinks that they allow you to drink, so no matter how many people drinks them, you get a limit of 15. Once a car gets to 15, that's it. So no matter if you drink 10 and I drink 5 from your same package, that's the 15 right there. So I just don't get it. Why do everybody has to buy it? I'm glad I don't drink anymore because if I did, I'd probably be buying the drink package. And then Alice would have to buy it. Alice doesn't drink. I don't drink anymore, so I'm glad that we don't. So we don't even get the soda or whatever specialties or any of that. Whatever they give us on the MDR or buffet or whatever, that's what we drink. And water. We don't even bring in our own sodas. So that's how I see it.
And the average price for two people for a drink package is probably about what, $1,000, give or take.
I mean,
So
it's getting pretty rough.
Where you drink $1,000 worth of alcohol within,
Just no way you could drink 15 drinks in one day. I'm sorry. Just no way. You'll be drunk every day. You'll be stupid enough to be drunk every day for what? What kind of vacation you went to take? To get drunk? For that, stay home.
And on top of that, you will probably not remember anything from that trip.
No shit.
And you're supposed to be
You're
sit back
almost
and
blacked out, yeah. After 10 drinks, I bet you a lot of people are blacked out. And no wonder there's one specific cruise line where there's been a lot of fights. I wonder why.
Yep, and we won't mention that cruise line, but they made some major changes recently.
Let's see.
That the passenger is done. I'm actually interested to see cruising style. And will there be more? We have some, and Nuts is saying yo yo yo.
What's up, Nuts?
And of course, Nightbot is promoting. Of course, Nightbot is promoting birthday bash on the Manor of the Sea out of New Orleans for I'm thinking of October. So, but his birthday is April 3rd to the 10th of 2027. To get a hold of me to book your travel. And of course, as always, if you choose to drink, please do not drink and drive. Arrive alive. All right. The next one is talking about specialty dining. This is an extra cost and majority of the cruise lines out there. So if you want to go to the steakhouse or the chef's table to the Italian restaurant, what it may be, they will owe an extra surcharge that you need to pay on board, or you might be able to build it into your cruise pricing like you are able to on Norwegian cruise lines. And it states the steakhouse, sushi bar, and chef's table aren't free. Prices run $20 to $75 plus per person per meal. So these are extra charges that you need to pay if you want to have that specialty. But the question really comes down to is the food over there much better than the room? And to me, I think be pretty much the exact same experience, food quality. But Mr. Eddie, what is your intake on the specialty dining?
We don't do much of it. You only do probably once every cruise. To me, when we do NCL, Taste, Savor, and MDR, they're all the same stuff. Is your steak a little lower quality than Moderno or Cactus? I don't know. I don't Moderno, and We done it because there's a lot of meats that you get to eat there every time you go there. So I feel like the steak quality of the NDR Saber taste is standing to me. It's the same stuff. It's a steak. It's at a lower, like I said, lower meat thing. Probably. Who cares? Still steak. Do I want to pay that extra $50 for sitting there? Not really. So we only if there's a celebration like a wedding anniversary, birthday, or we're celebrating something else, then like I say, we only do one specialty per cruise. The rest we then go to different restaurants that are complimentary. We hit the buffet in the morning, and if we're in we do what's the one on the Windjammer in Royal Caribbean, which
Yeah,
we did in January. Um, it's a different name with celebrity. We did that too. And then NCL we usually do either Oceans or the local, which is like another classic 24-hour restaurant.
it's like
So
a little pub.
yeah, plenty to eat everywhere. So like I say, we only do once. There's people that pay specialty every night. You got the money to spend, burn it. Go right ahead. We're not that fancy. You know, we like to spend our time on as much as we can going around the ship. That's why we get a inside cabin because we're not in there. We're not hanging out at a balcony, anything like that. We like to be out and go hang out, do our thing, spend most of the time we can outside. Then once we get back to the cabin, is to go to bed and sleep. Be up in the morning, back to it again.
Exactly. And like, for example, when you were on board with me on the Glory back 2 years ago, Booze Cruise 1.0, very first night, me and my buddy Justin, from traveling on the beautiful blue seas, we ended up going off to the steakhouse, and that was about $50 per person to go.
A lot of money. You know?
The cruise line offered a bottle of wine, and we both got steaks. But I don't really eat steak, so I think chicken.
Oh,
But
that's
at
what I
the end
do
of the
on
day,
the
that was like a
cruises.
$100 meal.
Yeah.
For,
On
that
the
was like a
cruises, that's
hundred
what I
dollar
do for
meal
steak.
just for the two of us together. So really, was it really worth? Because it was a rare occasion. Fine. Would I do it on every single cruise? Absolutely not. It is cheaper for my buddy to do it in the MDR and get what he wants, the steak, the bottle of wine, all that, and was still not going to pay that $100. Now, for his birthday cruise, we'll do a steakhouse or do something special that he really wants to do. Chances are, yes. But on every single cruise, just won't happen. But let us chat. How often do you go to a specialty restaurant when you are cruising on board? If you have cruised before, and if you haven't cruised, then tell us if you would want to, and would you consider going to a specialty restaurant? Let us know in that chat. And of course, if you're here for the replay, a comment down below with hashtag with 5. It's a 5 golden hearts. The next one in line is talking about shore excursions. All extra no matter which cruise line you are sailing on, as prices can vary depending upon what you want. Now, I do book excursions well in advance before I get on board, so I know when I go to those port stops. I know my excursion is secured and have a greater chance of it running than not. Now, of course, there's that small chance the excursion could be canceled due to many variable of reasons, whether it might be not enough people have signed up for it, to maybe they can't get that excursion more because the vendor has gone out of business. So there's many reasons that could be out there. But when I was looking up the information here for tonight's live stream, it said cruise booked tours cost 40 to 300 plus dollars. Booking directly with local vendors can save you 50. So what it's saying there is, if you book through the cruise line, you're probably going to pay a little bit more than if you book directly through the vendor at that cruise port. But I want you to keep in mind, if you book through the cruise line will wait for you for that cruise, for that excursion to return and report back to the pier. Now, if you choose to shop around and do all that and you end up missing the ship once it has returned back, that is on you. But if it's the vendor is running late to get back to the cruise port, the cruise line will hold up for you because you booked through the cruise line. But if you do it independently through the vendors, like for example, in Paradise Beach, that is done privately, and that's through the vendor through Paradise Beach. It is solely on you. So if you don't get back to the cruise port in time, you could be waiving to your cruise ship. So you need to keep in mind of the time before you start heading on back, so you know you will be back on. So it can save you a good amount of money, but is it really worth that risk of cost?
Yep.
Eddie, what do it takes?
Some vendors will guarantee you that they bring you back on time. Make sure you got that in writing, because you don't want them saying that and then something happens and they're like, "Oh, we're not gonna make it back." Well, guess what? We got a problem because I got it in writing that you are taking me back on time. So yeah, so be careful what you schedule, and get into always read that small print, because every detail is count. And if it's a different language, make sure you translate it and get it the right way. Me and Alice, we don't do excursions because of that reason. We like to stay within the port. I always like to stay close to the ship, and also in case me, the way my body's been reacting the last few years, I like to stay close, so in case something happens, get our behinds back to the ship on time. If anything, I need to go to medical something, get it done early. That's why we get another reason we get insurance, just to be on the safe side. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and for me, like I always recommend ship all board time is at say 4 o'clock, for example. I always say I want to be back by 2 or shortly after 2 o'clock back to the cruise port, so I know I got myself plenty of time. I still got the ship in sight. So if I want to pop into some shops here and there as I'm wandering my way back to the ship, I know I got that time and I can actually do those activities and maybe fork out a little extra money for on gifts or souvenirs that I want to get. So I always leave that little extra bumper room so I know I have some time at the pier. And I see Mr. Anthony. Welcome on in, Mr. Anthony. Welcome on in. Anthony is saying, let me pull it up. Here we go. It's always a good to have some sort of, if you happen to get sick abroad or injured, it can cost you an arm and a leg. And who knows, maybe even your kidneys. You never know, because it can be very expensive. That point where we are going to promote the Booze Cruise 3.0 happening this year. Commander of the Seas out of Tampa, Florida. So here's the promo.
The Booze Cruise 3.0 hosted by Rob from Cruising on the High Seas and Travel. Ports of call: Costa Maya, Mexico; Roatan, Honduras; Belize City, Belize; Cozumel, Mexico. Out of Tampa, Florida. Costa Maya, Mexico. Roatan, Honduras. Belize City, Belize. Cozumel, Mexico. Aboard the Grandeur of the Seas out of Tampa, Florida. Sailing October 25th to November 1st, 2025. Book today for this amazing sailing with any travel agent.
And yes, that is of the seas for the Booze Cruise 3.0. So, of course, if you're interested in booking, let me know and I'll get you booked on that amazing trip.
Anthony.
The next hidden fee that could be there is talking about Wi-Fi and internet. Now, most cruise lines, you don't have to have it. You do have to pay for it if you do want it. And it can be an add-on either into your booking reservation or independently as a, like you would do for your excursions. Here, ship Wi-Fi isn't free. Plans range from $15 per day basic to $40 per day streaming. Starlink is faster, but still extra. So all those cruise ships are slowly getting up Starlink if they haven't yet. But for me, I always like to have some type of internet, just so I can check things or, maybe go live from the ship. You never know. But Mr. Eddie, what is your intake on the Wi-Fi?
It all depends what we're doing on the ship. This one coming up, we're doing the Aqua in November. I didn't have internet before. I am getting it now because it's a new ship for us, and I want to bring as much as I can. So I know I'm going to be filming a lot, so this way I could bring everything over to the laptop, and we'll free more space to keep recording the next day again. I'm only using my cell phone, so I want to make sure that I clear it as much as can. I'm gonna have another little camera with me, a ship camera, which I will probably be downloading stuff to the laptop. Maybe not. So we'll see. We'll see how that develops. Then next year, I believe we're gonna be on the MSC cruise. So far, I don't have the Wi-Fi on that one, but then on the 4.0 in October, I will definitely have Wi-Fi again because it's a big group there. So, and again, I want to come live from the ship, like I'm doing on the Aqua. Also, we have the racetrack there where I'm gonna kick everybody's behind, especially Anthony and Jeremy and everybody and Mike and Rob here. He's already out. He escaped. He got good cold feet and got out of the ship. So this way, one less to beat. So we'll see.
Well, unfortunately, I got a better deal out there, and unfortunately, the deal, it sounds like it's got even better. The price went down more, so I gotta wait until Monday to make that call and confirm up pricing. But let me know in the chat. Would you trade in a 7-day cruise for a 12-day cruise? And it also happens to be with your mother. Would you trade it in?
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
For me,
but I'm not. I mean, it's like right now, it's on the Aqua. Next year, it's on the Viva. At 3 of the Prima classes that I want to be in, 2 of the Prima classes that I want to be in. And we already did the Prima itself, so I definitely want to stick to. But yeah, a good offer like that, I would probably make the switch. Hell yeah.
Even though I don't get to kick Eddie's butt in the race cars.
Well, tell you what,
there will always be another trip where I can.
Oh, don't worry. That's another trip for me to whoop you anyway.
I'm not worried about it.
No big deal. It's like back in 2018, we were gonna fly from New York to San Juan to jump on the Epic and go to the Caribbean. Alice found the same deal on the NCL Bliss, living out of New York for 2 weeks, going to Puerto Rico and then to the islands also. But instead of 1 week, 2 weeks, same deal. So yes, we took that in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, yep.
We saved on the flight to Puerto Rico. We saved on the 2 nights hotel that we were going to stay in PR. I saved on renting a car because we were going to go see my sister on the west side of the island and forget about it. So, yeah.
Yep. So you can't blame me for jumping on.
No, I'm not blaming you for that, but I'm just saying that you're sneaking out. How lucky you got to squeeze out of a beat up the time that you were gonna get. So no biggie, don't worry, we'll get you.
I'm not worried, but there will always be another one. Who knows? It might be
5.0 or 6.0 somewhere down the line where you're gonna get your.
It might be Boost Cruise 6.0. You never know. The next is transportation costs. And
yeah, that's a big hefty one there. We drive.
It is hidden in the cruise amount because you need to also factor in the transportation costs if you are flying into the cruise port. And for the love of God, please, I'm begging you, come in at least 1 day before your cruise departs. Yeah. Because something happens the day of the cruise, you might be saying bye-bye to that cruise ship, and then you're playing catch-up with that cruise ship. And trust me, from experience, it's not fun. It is a headache and can be a nightmare. But the point I came up here with talking about is port travel at $150 to $500 plus to your total trip costs. So to me, it's worth putting out that little extra money and free cruise hotel stay, and knowing that you're going to be in that whole, you plan to be in the night. If you don't make it there that night, at least you know you're only out that small amount of money, and you're going to make it to the cruise port when you're supposed to be there on that day. Eddie, what's your intakes?
Well, we drive to every port we cruise from, except for the West Coast. So that's a nice package when it comes to gas. We also stop somewhere to eat, then to a hotel the night before, then parking when we get there. So we're talking close to another 700 to 8 to 1,000 easily.
Yep, and it very fast, and really you don't want to be adding more costs to your bill than what you really need, because if you're a budget traveler, that could just ruin your hotel trip, and you may lose out on the cruise totally, because now you just can't afford to do it, and now you got to turn back and go back home, and we don't want to see that happen at all.
Nope.
The 8th point I came up here with is talking about onboard extras. And what do we mean by that here? Is talking about escape room, spa, go-karts, which I'm going to kick Eddie's butt when in the go-karts. Don't you worry. The laser tag in IMAX movies often cost extras, especially on newer mega ships. So when you want to do these extra attractions available on the ships, then they will typically cost you extra money just to do it for a little small amount of time. So you need to plan and budget so you are able to do those type of activities while you're on board to enjoy your trip even a lot more. Eddie?
Yeah, we might do go-karts. We might get pictures, one or two maybe. A little trinket here, trinket there, a coffee mug, or maybe a souvenir keychain or magnet. A little bit extra things on the side. When you add them up, they cost some money.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So it's always best to add it in and plan for it to be there. And if not, you can always, hopefully, if you're able to, get that money back, as it would be an onboard expense that you didn't use. But read the fine print.
We also get the extra soda once in a while, depending on the dinner. We get a bottled water here and there. We also get an ice cream, specialty dining ice cream, or maybe that. What was the other thing I was thinking of? Coffee. If there's a Starbucks on the ship, I like to have one or two cups at least, during the cruise.
Yeah, but if you're gonna put it as on board, get an OBC certificate. Read that fine print and make sure it's fundable. So if you don't use up all the money, you can at least get it back. But I have dived over into the chat quickly, and that Mama Najuma Brown has entered the building. It's Mama Najuma Brown, okay? You don't mess with Mama, because she's a very nice lady, but when she means business, she means business, and she will make sure you stay in line. I've cruised with her once so far, and
You learn your
I look
lesson.
for her again very, very soon because she is very fun to cruise with. The ninth one I came up here with is talking about pre-packages and perks. And we were just previously talking about insurance, and magically, insurance came on up. Cruise insurance costs 10 to 15% of your trip. Without it, cancellation and emergencies can be very expensive.
Yep.
The easiest format is get that cruise insurance, make sure you have that coverage, and protect your investments because anything can potentially happen. But Eddie, what is your intake?
I mean, it might be $130 for the extra, but it's worth it. If you get stuck somewhere, it's gonna be a few, case. So might as well take care of the business. Pay that $100. It will be a lot safer than paying 3, 4, 5, 10, who knows what. So yeah, and not every country will take American dollars. So be ready for that.
Mm-hmm. And Najuma is saying something him and Plump Traveler started 3 years ago. LOL. Okay, I lost on that statement, but
Something you and Plunger started 3 years
yeah, I
ago.
know.
About calling her mom or something.
Know you traveled with Plump about 3-4 years ago, give or take. I haven't traveled with him yet, but hopefully one of these days I'll get to travel with him. And as we're talking about Mama, she is also joining me on this amazing trip.
Wow.
With Justin's 40th birthday batch
You two
cruise.
better behave then.
Next opportunity. This is my next opportunity to cruise with her again on April 3rd to the 10th of 2027 from Reserve now with Rob with cruisers at gmail.com or calling 409-401-1911. And I hope to do a pre-cruise excursion down there to explore Bourbon more time. And for the 10th point is talking about upgrade traps. Now, what's the upgrade traps, you may ask? Well, that can be getting future cruise offers and upgrade look tempting, but can lead to spending more. Always check real costs first. So
True.
they may try to upgrade you for this much to say, oh, you're going to be saving some money, but really you're not. You could be paying a little bit more, or you might be paying the actual going rate. So sometimes that does hurt. But the best person to always check with is your travel agent, as they are always on your side to make sure you are getting the best available rate possible. Eddie, what's your intakes on
Yeah, it's like you
upgrade?
just say, yeah. Always check, because you never know. You might be getting a good deal, you might not. So just be careful. Don't jump the gun quickly. Always do a quick research and then act on it. If it's too good to be true, sometimes it's not.
Yeah, because this wasn't one of my clients. It was before I did travel agent. They were telling me that for this particular booking, they offered X amount of hours to move up to the next stateroom, and he even gave them the stateroom. So they added that in there as a potential to see what it would cost. And then they looked at what it would be if they just went out and did it themselves today. And they compared the two prices, and the prices were the exact same price. So they weren't really being offered nothing extra. Yes, they did get that cabin upgrade, but they're paying the exact same price if they actually just booked the cruise today themselves. So always check an offer, and is it a good offer or not? And that's where a travel agent can help you with that. Diving back over the chat, Night is talking back and forth, and about it's that time to get in trouble. Well, we try not to get in trouble over here, Joe Brown, because we know you'll put us back in line. We know that will happen.
Yeah, you and Justin.
Well, she may take care of you too. You never know. You never know.
We're both from New York, so I don't see that happening.
And of course, next week we will be coming on live again at 8 o'clock. Let me just get this banner here. We'll be coming live on again at 8 o'clock. And next week we are talking all about small versus mega ships. So you don't want to miss that episode, because there's a big difference between the small ships and the mega ships, what they have to offer. And of course, as we start to wrap up, if you haven't done so already, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already, because today it is absolutely free. As it ring that bell and send the notifications to all, so you are notified when I upload a new video, short, post, or wherever it might be. So, and knowing when I'm going to go live once again. It is going to be in about an hour or so. I'll be going live again with this guy right over here. So, and that show, you definitely don't. Come on, go over to this channel, and we'll see what can we get ourselves into. And who knows what we may talk about. You never know on that show. And it's called The Unusual Suspects.
The usual.
The Usual Suspects. So, before we wrap on up here, have any final last words before we close up on the stream for the night? Before The Unusual Suspects. As usual, I'm out of here.
No, do your research. Get your stuff ready,
Mm-hmm. And don't be afraid to ask questions, because if you don't know the answer, chances are someone out there knows the answer.
Oh, yeah.
And as if I don't know the answer, I will for sure reach out and get that answer for you. Because, like I said, there's someone that knows that answer. So until The Unusual Suspects comes on in 1 hour, until next time, I'll see you, or travels may take us. Until then, bye for now.